right, I'm on chapter 4, and we got a lot to talk about. So after the prologue, it's been 5 months that have passed, and Wax's name is Waxamillion Ladrian? Like Breeze? That's cool. Also, there's still mists in the world, but it's not every night. Interesting. They keep mentioning his guns. Is that do the guns have names, or is that the type of gun that it is? Wax also mentioned that the world was created by Harmony himself. And Harmony is the head. I just read this part. Harmony is the god that's worshipped by the Pathians, and the religion is called the Path. But it said that the Path religion was created from like 300 different religions, and the religion is about doing more good than harm. And they said part of the religion is not to worship Harmony. Harmony is Sazed, right? That's definitely who it is. They're talking about Sazed. And then he's got a cool earring. I love that. I love that. So he's got an earring, and then he like prays, and Harmony or God is like, yeah, just keep going. You got this. That's totally Sazed. That is totally Sazed, and I love that. I'm also loving the name callbacks. There's Set Mansion. There's Demu Promenade. What? Also, they have mist coats now, like duster coats. I'm going to be obsessed with this, guy. This is going to be a real problem for me, because... And using bullet casings instead of coins to shoot yourself up, and putting metal shavings in whiskey. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. And now there are things called Twinborns, which is Mistborn... not even Mistborns, just Allomancers and Feruchemists. And Wax is a what was it called? Damn it. What was it called? Wax is a Crasher, and a Crasher is a coin shot who can push steel, but also is a Feruchemist who can change his body weight. That's so cool. I did love that Wax was like, most Allomancers don't use whiskey in their metal vials, but most Allomancers are missing out on a perfectly good opportunity. Like, this is my dude. And then he puts everything away, puts it into a box, like John Wick is like, this is the past me. I must become the noble that I am because my house is on fire. Interesting. And then there's like 6 months, 5 months, 6 months, I think, past that moment. And also, Wax is 42. That is very encouraging for this 33-year-old actor. Something cool I did notice was in the prologue, whenever he's described as Wax, but now that he's back home, he's referred to as Waxamillion. I see what you're doing there, Brandon Sanderson. I see what you're doing. And you guys were totally right about Wayne. Wayne is great. I also love that he's 10 years older than Wax. That is hilarious. And yet, for the audiobook, he has an Australian accent. This dude's the best. This dude is me in 20 years. Just cannot take things seriously, but also takes things seriously, and is like cracking joke. Okay, my last name is Balance. I am a massive fan, I think genetically inside me, is a massive fan of puns. So the fact that in his introduction, he's making a suit pun, saying that, oh yes, he is suitable, because, he's wearing a suit, and then it's like, is that cane mahogany? I love that he is also supposed to be back in Weathering, taking care of things, and he shows up here, and immediately is like, oh, there's company. Puts on a mustache and a fake voice. What is that? Aluminum. So, aluminum bullets, crazy, that's a thing. But also, was it always the case that aluminum was like the kryptonite of allomancy? Like, you can't push or pull on aluminum, and if you wear like an aluminum-lined hat, you can't be soothed? Was that always a thing? And also, bend alloy? What is that? And Wayne can create like a time bubble? This is so cool. And Wayne is also a twinborn, so he can make a time bubble, but he also can heal himself, which is pewter, right? So he's like a feruchemist that can burn pewter. Am I remembering that correctly? Also, remind me, burning any metal, does that make the blue lines appear? Like if you're burning any kind of metal, then you see the blue lines, or is it only certain types of metal that makes it so that you can see the blue lines? And Steris is hilarious and awesome. And I think it is so funny that she's like, so here's what marriage is going to be. Also, I have planned out the conjugal visits for this amount of time until an heir is produced. And then here is where mistresses come in handy. Like, type A, Steris is hilarious. And also, the fact that she came in and was like, oh, I want to get to know you better. And Wax was like, I want to get to know you better. She's like, cool, I'm writing an autobiography. I'll just send it to you. They're like, oh, okay. The fact that zinc counselors are a thing, they're like, if you're going through something, there are counselors that burn zinc and they'll take care of you, give you some emotional aid. That's so funny. This kind of reminds me of like going from Avatar: The Last Airbender to The Legend of Korra, where Avatar, there was the different types of bending, right? But then in The Legend of Korra, bending is like MMA and like UFC tournaments, but then metal bending is like much more prominent because time has passed. It kind of reminds me of that a lot, which is pretty cool. Also, Wax's uncle and sister both died in the same accident? Interesting. And so allomancy is genetic, right? And so Wax is a descendant of Breeze, but Wax is a coin shot, and Breeze was a soother. So allomancy is genetic, but what type of allomancy is like totally random? Very interesting. I love that Wax's butler, Tiom, is like an in-house tea barista. There's like, all right, fill out these 15 different things that you want to feel, and I will make you the perfect cup of tea. This is no joking matter to me, sir. Allow me to do this for you. The fact that Wax would write out notes, and then Wayne would just show up and like draw stick figures on them. So funny. So funny. And then the part I just read is Steris and Wax are about to go to a ball to kind of like formally introduce themselves as a couple. But she was talking about like who's invited, who isn't invited, what that means. But she mentioned a religion called Sliverism. And she said that it's like an abhorrent religion and terrible. And they revere Iron Eyes. Wasn't that Marsh's nickname? Is there a religion that worships Marsh? That's crazy. That is crazy. But oh my god, I am loving this book. It's so good. It's so good.